Hello MMA fans, this is MMA Daily with your daily news and updates. Before we kick off today's news, make sure to tap that like button and hit subscribe. Now let's dive into the latest MMA updates. Starting off, Kayla Harrison going to be exposed at UFC 300 according to Raquel Pennington. Moving on, Dana White makes misleading claims to defend low UFC fighter pay. Lastly, UFC 300 speculation heats up, McGregor-Diaz trilogy on the horizon. The former PFL champion and Olympic gold medalist Kayla Harrison will make her bantamweight debut against former bantamweight title holder Holly Holm as part of the upcoming UFC 300 pay-per-view event scheduled for April 13th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Newly crowned division champion Raquel Pennington doesn't like her chances. Talking to the media, this is what she said: "I feel like, as far as coming into the UFC, a lot of athletes haven't truly been challenged. And I feel like she hasn't truly been challenged in the PFL. She has a huge hype following her, but I think she's going to be exposed a little bit. First and foremost, the hardest part of this is making the weight." According to Dana White, a journeyman like Jim Miller was able to make a good living as a UFC fighter. For the last 16 years, the UFC has been the home of veteran Jim Miller. While he has never experienced a championship, he has set numerous records along the way, and at the age of 40, he continues to pick up win after win, solidifying his status as a legend of the sport. To defend the argument that fighters are poorly paid in the UFC, Dana White cited the example of Miller, who, according to him, is not well known to the general public but has earned millions in the UFC. Here's what he said: "We got a guy right now who's 40 years old, and he's on this hot streak. His name's Jim Miller. He's been around forever. He's been around since we bought the company, and he's still fighting. He's gonna fight on UFC 300, and this is a guy who's been, I guess you could call him a journeyman in boxing terms, right? If you ask most people, they wouldn't know who Jim Miller is, and the guy's made millions of dollars." As UFC 300 gets closer, everyone is talking about it because the full lineup of fights and the main event haven't been announced yet. There's a lot of excitement and guesswork about what's going to happen at this huge event. At first, people thought the big fight would be between Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler in the lightweight division. Both of these fighters are really good, and everyone was excited about this match. But then, the story changed. There was talk about the UFC adding two new weight classes at 165 and 175 pounds. The rumor was that McGregor and Chandler would fight for the new 165-pound title. This idea was exciting because it would be something new for UFC. Now, there's a new rumor. People are saying the main event at UFC 300 might be between Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz, but in the welterweight division. If this happens, it would be the third time these two fight each other. Diaz won the first time, and McGregor won the second. So, a third fight would really be something special, deciding who the ultimate winner is between them. Remember, these are just rumors right now. Nate Diaz isn't with UFC at the moment, but Dana White, who runs UFC, could easily make this fight happen if he wants to. He could bring Diaz back for this big event. This fight, if it happens, would be really big for UFC 300 and a great way to celebrate UFC's history. While we wait for the official news, one thing is sure: UFC 300 is going to be an amazing event, no matter who ends up fighting. I'm really curious about what you all think. UFC 300 is coming up, and there's a lot of guessing about the main fight. Will it be Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler, or Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz? What's your guess? And which one do you want to see more? McGregor versus Chandler or McGregor versus Diaz? Let us know your thoughts. Thank you for tuning in to MMA Daily. We hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the world of mixed martial arts. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications for our latest videos. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what you'd like to hear about in our upcoming videos. See you tomorrow with more MMA news. Until then, stay safe and keep following MMA Daily for your daily dose of fighting excitement.